Well, welcome to the info session. My name is Alejandra, and I'm one of the coordinators for the program.
Yes, welcome. My name is Michael. I work in the International Student Center. I'm also one of the coordinators or co-directors of the International Peer Leader Program.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm also one of the coordinators of the IPL program, and I'm also an adjunct faculty member at PCC.
I forgot to say that too. Yes, I'm also an adjunct faculty. I teach College 1 and counseling courses.
Awesome. Should I pause it or should I?
Yes.
Okay.
So can
We're
you?
gonna pause the recording really quick.
Yes. Did you have any questions about the application process or anything specific that you wanted to know? We will go over the program mission and what we do, but let us know at any moment if you have any questions or comments. Okay, so the International Peer Leader mission, the primary mission of the program is to assist international students in their transition into the Pasadena City College so they can have the opportunity to succeed personally, socially, academically throughout their first year at PCC. Some of the things that we do work, before we had to do online learning, we would participate in the international orientation, the welcome orientation that happens every summer and winter. That is right now being done online, so it's a little bit different. We do expect a lot of mentee engagement, to meet with your mentee weekly. Not me, but I mean, to contact them at least weekly. That could be through an email, through, a text, a chat. Provide support, guidance, encouragement, and information for your first year mentee. Some of them, it's their first time coming to the States and they might not have anyone else that they can go for resources. So we expect you to be that, big brother, big sister for them. We do have monthly mandatory meetings. So we do meet, usually it's on Fridays. So we try to schedule the meeting based on everyone's availability. And that is usually about 2 hours, an hour and a half meeting. But we do expect you to be there and participate. We do have events that we create throughout the year. We work very closely with the International Student Center and Pathways as well. They have different events for international students and also for all students. And that's the Thanksgiving, the Lunar New Year celebration, social hours, so game nights, and student panels. It is a 1 year commitment, so we do expect you to be with us for the whole academic year. We do know that you're a student first, so we also want to remind you that we do understand that you are a student first. We're hoping that you're setting a positive example and a role model for mentees and for new students coming into PCC. And we expect you to have great communication with us and your mentee. Anything else you two want to add to it?
We know this looks a bit different, particularly this year, because everything has been online. So we encouraged our mentees this year to just to do their best, because we understand that mentee engagement might be a little low, just because they're not specifically on campus, so you can't meet them in person. But we asked the mentors to get a little creative, right? Like maybe send them like a video introducing themselves, or send them a chat, just to show them that you're there for them. Because it's kind of just weird right now, right? So that's just like an encouragement. We were just like for our mentees, just to check in frequently with their mentees.
Some of the things that we encourage this year for our peer leaders is to reach out to our mentees in regards of having like a Zoom study session. So like study, do homework together through the Zoom, getting to know each other that way. You know, sometimes like you might be busy, but you both need to study or you both need to do homework. So you can connect through Zoom, you know, FaceTime or any other type of like video chat that you can do that. Usually mentees have questions at the beginning most of the time. If you are part of a club, you know, we encourage you to let the mentee know, hey, you know, my club is having this event, or have you been to club week? If you've done club week, then you can, you know, let them know how you feel about club week and what you learned, or the career events that the career center does. You can, you know, invite them, say, you know, I went to this last year and you know, this is how much I learned, this is what I got out of it. Then you're sharing your own experience to let them know, you know, if you come, you might learn something, you might get something out of this, and you can connect through that way as well.
So just to go over the application. So our application is a Google form. The link is on the flyer and it's in those emails too that you saw for this info session. So our requirements to apply is that you must have a minimum 3.0 GPA at PCC. Like Alejandro said, we know your students first. So we want you to be able to show us that you have a good grasp on your academics before committing to other things. We ask that you are enrolled in PCC for 2 consecutive semesters or 1 whole year prior to serving as peer leaders. Depending on it, we may ask a case by case. Like if you have only been here, like you started in spring, I know we did accept some from last year that had only been here for spring, but they did summer session. So we counted that. But yeah, so I know like Rinaldi, this won't be an issue for you because you said, I mean, I know you started in fall, so you're good to go there. We ask that you're maintaining your whatever your requirements are as an international student. So this is a little bit more complicated, right? Because I know like some students are overseas, so you don't have to have 12 units, or you don't technically have like an F1 visa yet because we haven't given you your I-20. Just make sure you're following the rules of what you need to do. So if you do have an F1 visa, if you are in the US, we ask that you do everything, you know, follow all the rules, maintain 12 units. But if you're overseas, just make sure you're following the rules for you. We do think, you know, it probably would be better if you have more units rather than less. Like I know there's no minimum unit that you can take for if you're overseas, but you know, if you can take more, that's probably better. It's just helpful because it also helps you transfer faster. But yeah, we also understand it can be hard to take classes if you're overseas. We're going to have a training session probably near the end of spring semester, and so you would be required to come to that because we just want to make sure you're already set to go for the fall. But yeah, that's basically the application. On the application, you'll see there will be some questions that you'll have to answer. You don't necessarily need to write like 5-paragraph essays, but you know, writing more is helpful for us to get to know you a little bit better. So writing you know, 4 to 5 sentence paragraph, or maybe 10 sentences for those like long answer questions that would be helpful for us to be able to learn more about you, and learn more about how we can pair you with, like, if you are accepted, pair you with mentees later on that might pair well with you. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else is on the application.
Let me share the application.
Sure.
Okay, so here it is, application. I'm trying to change it so it won't be on the screen. Hold on. Okay, so here's the application that Michael was talking about. And if you go to the tiny URL that is provided here, it's going to take you to the more with details, and it explains to you the program and what is our goal through the year, and it has the application deadline. It also it goes over what we expect from you. We kind of went over that today, and the responsibilities, and then what are the benefits of becoming a peer leader. So throughout the meetings that we do every month, we focus on professional and growth for you as a student, as a person, and help you, with resume, with careers. We try to inform you of like different events that are happening throughout the semester, throughout, with the International Student Center, with the Career Center. So we try to, make sure that you are aware of everything that's happening on campus. We professional development. It's our main goal for you. We also want to make sure that you're growing and that you're becoming, a good leader, not just for the peer leader program, but beyond that as well. We do, if you need recommendation letters, that's something that we can provide, because now we get to know you, and we know your commitment to the program, to the school, to your mentees. We'll help you give you end of the year recognition. So we do have like a mixer that we do, a celebration mixer at the end of the school year. Last year we provided certificates as well for completing the program, and it looks great on scholarships and university applications as well. Anything else that I missed, Michael, that you would like to add?
I mean, I know our IPLs have also been helping. They'll help. I've been doing some like online recruitment, and since our IPLs are usually good students and very personable, they've been helping with these. And these presentations I do with the U.S. consulates around the world. So like we've done them in Indonesia, Korea, Vietnam, Singapore, Taiwan, and our peer leaders have been the ones in those sessions, and they really shine. And like I know one of our current peer leaders, she has continued to like help the consulate in Vietnam with other things. And so yeah, it could be a really good way for you to even like make connections, and like you can even put like, oh, I did a presentation with the US consulate in this home country, and that I think that also like that's not something that a lot of people get to do. And so I think that can look really cool on your resume as you're like building it up. Yeah, so I mean, I think there are things that we're doing, and I mean also other than that too, like if we ever like our advisors, we meet with potential students, and sometimes the potential student will say, I want to talk to a current student, and I mean, I'll usually put them with like a peer leader because I know the peer leaders well, and so depending on, I'll usually ask the student, do you want someone who's from your home country, or do you want someone who speaks who speaks the same language, or do you want someone who has the same major? And depending on what they tell me, then I'll try to find a peer leader to like get in contact with this potential student. So, I mean, of course, that's kind of outside of your peer leader responsibilities. So I'll always ask you first. Like I'll tell you about the student and I'll say, hey, are you interested in this? Do you have time for it? I know you're busy. And then usually, I mean, I've never had a cheerleader say no, but I always want you to be able to say no if you can't do it, of course. But yeah, so there are some other things that I think we'd love for you to do, and I mean, depending on the budget for next year, we might be able to have other ways for you guys to engage with like potential students, which we would really love for. But for now, those are the main things I think.
Yeah, and I think providing, the opportunity for you to, build your leadership skills, to build, your communication, tools, it's what we want. So, like Michael said, he will always ask before, just telling you, hey, you're doing this presentation. Obviously, we're not going to throw you like that. We're just going to ask you and give you the opportunity to, volunteer, the opportunity to work on this project. And that's something, it's going to help you later on. It's going to help you if you're planning to transfer. That's something you can put in your applications. And it just helps you build your strength and your leadership skills.
Also, a side note is, I mean, we have no student workers this year, but we usually hire 1 or 2 international student workers in the international student office. And if you are a peer leader, you are more known by the full-time staff in our office. So if you potentially want to work, you might actually get a leg up because we know you, we can trust you, we know you're a good student. And of course, we will interview anyone who applies, but it will definitely be a positive if you are a peer leader because we already know you. And so if that's something you're looking for too, like once we come back to campus and like for those that are overseas applying as peer leaders, hopefully we'll be able to welcome you into the US eventually. That could be definitely something that would be a positive too. And I mean, also like if you're applying to any job on campus, like, and you need someone to back you up if you're a peer leader, like, like we know the people who are hiring. I can say, hey, I heard that my student applied, like they're a good student, you should hire them. Yeah, so I think it's helpful. The more connections, as I've grown older, I've learned the more connections you can make are really helpful in getting employment. I don't know if Stephanie and Alejandra agree, but I used to be like, I don't like networking, I don't like meeting people, but I feel like that's how you get jobs nowadays. Yeah. But anyway, back to cheerleaders.
I agree. I mean, it's all about networking and connecting with others. And it could be for multiple things. It could be, to help you internship, jobs, just, learning more about a career. You just need to network. And this is a great program also to do that because we're working with different divisions, different departments. So during the Thanksgiving event, usually it's run by pathways. So there's different programs that are working that you get to work together with.
Any questions or anything about the application?
We're hoping that maybe we'll be back in the fall or in the spring, so we can all get together and meet each other physically. But as in regard to the F1 visa, I'm glad Michael clarified that. I know it just look very different if we're all still doing online learning.
Yeah. What else? What other questions do you think people would have?
And we'll walk you through like the whole leadership program through the first meeting and throughout the first few meetings as well. It should be open.
Yeah, it's open.
It is open.
Yeah. I think when you go on the first page, it's the information. You have to click next page.
Yes.
Yeah, you should be good. You have time to apply. Also, yeah, I think this is a good thing. Oh, uh-oh. Is it the wrong link?
Let me share.
Oh, Rinaldi, I think our office sent out an email on Wednesday, and I think I modified it from last year's, and I think I forgot to edit one of them, but then I sent a follow-up email saying like, oh, I think the link was wrong. So maybe that's why, but she just put the correct link in the chat. So, and I'm going to be pestering all of the international students a lot, so I'll fix that next time too. I send out the email, and if you missed it, hopefully it will be there too.
And if some questions come up later, just let us know as well.
I'm gonna stop recording, I think. Okay, thanks for joining us today, or whoever has watched the recording. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us. Bye.